Hello visuals and welcome to the channel and welcome back to Pokemon Thursday, the day of the week where we're going to talk about the very peculiar names of the ghosts from Pac-Man. Like I do every week, I've got yous. We're not really. We're going to talk about Pokemon and Pokemon the TCG, but more specifically, we're going to talk about Pokemon Scarlet and Violet the TCG. We've got 3 sets at the time of recording. And I'm going to name my top 10 favourite cards from the sets. Together that is not 10 from base set and 10 from Powder Evolved and 10 from Obsidian Flames. 10 all together. And as well, I've got my list and we don't own all of these cards. In fact, I think we maybe only own 4 of these cards, if I remember correctly, with the binders and shit behind us. We could have a look, but are we gonna? Of course not. I think the art style and the uniqueness of the Scarlet and Violet cards that we've had so far have been absolutely great and outstanding. Even the regular cards up to the holos and the reverses and stuff. I think it's a nice little artistic change. Yes, they've took a lot more inspiration from the Japanese style cards with the border and whatnot and how they do the holos and stuff. But I really like it. I think it's nice and clean, and they've done some really great art style on the other cards with the new rarities like the illustration rare and super illustration, special illustration rare, all these other stuff with the EXs and how they look and whatnot on the full art. They've done a great job, and as well as telling certain stories inside of certain cards and whatnot, which we'll get to with some of these Pokemon. But yes, visuals, my 10 favourite Scarlet and Violet TCG cards out at the minute. We'll do this maybe every few sets, I think, because it's quite nice to go back and look through, and I can talk about cards I want for a set or talk about cards I do have for a set. Let me know if you've got any of my favourite cards in your collections in the comments below, and if there is a certain card, if you've got a double of, I will take it off your hands, please. Just give it to me as tribute, seeing as I am God. Is that a sin to call yourself God? Probably. I'm going to hell anyway. Visuals. We're going to start off with number 1. I haven't actually put these in order because it's quite hard, because all 10 of these I do really love. Okay, no, right. We're going to order them and come back. Fuck. Yeah, it's been about 10 minutes, visuals, believe it or not, whilst I've been trying to go through and really try and narrow down this list. But we're going to go for Friggabacks at number 10, the illustration rare. I love this card purely because, like I said to you about stories that are getting told through cards, if you look at the whole line as it gets further and further through these art cards, what's you from again? What are you from again? From Powder Evolved, and they go forward. It's like he's jumping over paint and like weird hallucinations and shit, and it's just getting more and more into a trip. But it's his little face and his expression that when he's jumping over, he's thinking, oh, this is going to be great. I'm going to love this. I don't know. I got a chuckle the first time I saw the card. We do have it for the collection. Oh, no, wait. Do we have it? Yeah, we do have it for the collection. I think so. And it's just all kinds of fucked up visuals. So that is our 10th favourite Scarlet and Violet card so far. Tanglu. It's Tanglu or Tinglu. The big Lou bastard. One of the new. Yeah, it's Tinglu, isn't it? T-I-N-G. Or is it T-A-N-G? Tanglu. Yeah, the gold bastard. I think he's my favourite legendary, not in terms of Koraidon and Moraidon, but, you know, new legendary set from Scarlet and Violet. And it's a great card, but it's a card that I look at straight away and think, that's epic as fuck, because it's a card that we pulled all the way. It's Powder Evolved, is it not? Yeah, Powder Evolved. I remember pulling it and thinking, you are a beautiful little bastard. I don't know what it is. When I saw all of the Lou Pokemon, Chinyu I absolutely adore, but the last couple of weeks, the more I've been looking and involving in stuff and, you know, going around with Scarlet and Violet and stuff, I'm starting to fall even more in love with him, and I don't know why. I feel like I could put Chinyu, the fish fucker, inside of his little bowl head, and it'll be quite funny. But no, the card itself, I love gold cards. Gold card looks fantastic. What we're calling them now, hyper rares, we're calling them now. I still haven't got these names fucking put down to a T. But I absolutely adore it, and it looks great. It's just a basic pose that he's got going on, but the gold that's reflected off the back and his colour scheme on his body and stuff anyway. I don't know, I think it all complements each other, and it looks like a nice, solid, clean gold card. So I've had to put them on the list. 8 is Palathin from Obsidian Flames, the illustration card, illustration rare. And this is absolutely amazing. The best thing, I said at the start of the video, the best thing to happen to these cards in Scarlet and Violet era is the colour schemes to go involved with it, and the crazy artworks, and a lot of them are completely over the top and mental, and this is the exact same. Palafin's chilling, and the Finazins are all jumping in the background, and like I always said as well, he looks like a Neo Space, and he looks like something Jaden would have in his Yu-Gi-Oh deck, and I kind of like him for that. I think that's quite dope. He looks like an elemental hero or a Neo Spacian of some sort, and I love this card, the vibrant blues, the big shiny red of the heart on his chest and whatnot. It just looks really clean, and it looks super beautiful. It looks like something that if they had that printed in black and white, I would want to sit and colour in my little childlike mind, like, oh, would it colour that in? That look lovely. So yeah, definitely on the list. Toadscool from the base set, another illustration rare card. I think there's a lot of just illustration rares on this set. Either way, but this one as well is a little bit biased. I adore Toadscool. As soon as him and Toadscool got included inside of the games, I fell in love absolutely immediately. I think they are great. The grass typings, which is obviously a massive typing for me. But once again, I keep repeating myself, I'm sorry, the colour on this card as he's charging through the woods or wherever it is, and there's all these beautiful little colours that are flicking past, it just comes together. Absolutely, there was a coffee burp, outstanding. It looks smart, and it looks slick, and it looks clean, and it's nice to look at, because it's a card we do own. It's nice to flip, when you flick through the binder, and you see it there, and it's all shiny glory, and you're like, you are beautiful, and I am so in love with this, just because it's not like the rarest card, but I'm so in love with this super duper amazing, relatively rare card. So Toadscool, 110 million% was always going to be on the list. Special illustration rare of Koraidon EX, isn't it? Yeah, I'm sure it's an Koraidon EX, where he's out and about in the jungle and stuff. It's another one that just looks amazing. I can sit here and speak about the colours, the little Dedenne in the front chilling and whatnot, and the bushes around him, but it's the environment that he's in. When I think of Pokemon, you know, with this beautiful vibrant cities, and there's great ocean life, there's mountainy areas, there's deserts, but I don't know what it is, and like in life in general, I love the idea of jungles and, you know, being in like the dark and the rain and the damp, and I don't know, back in Jurassic times and all that kind of stuff. And I love the whole thing, and to take the world of Pokemon and make this cool little artwork of, because again, it's a Paradox, you know, supposed to be a Paradox Pokemon, technically, maybe potentially from the past or whatever, the Paradox shit. There's loads of different theories. And he looks like a dinosaur roaming about in these, you know, with the rich of the leaves that have this beautiful green. And like I said, Dedenne running the front and stuff like that. It looks like he's on the prowl, on the hunt. You get like a little Velociraptor, sort of like a Jurassic Park Velociraptor vibe of him. He just looks amazing. It's a card we don't own. It's a card I would love to get our hands on. We haven't opened up any base set really that much of anyway for a good while. We had a couple on an unboxing a few weeks back. But yeah, visuals. Plus, he's my favourite legendary from these games, and I'm sure he made my top 10 favourite Pokemon from Scarlet and Violet anyway. I love him as a legendary, and I love the setting that they've put him inside of this card. Shock, Dan's added a Pidgeot into this list, and it's Pidgeot from Obsidian Flames, the one where he's gliding about doing his thing. Anytime Pidgeot or anything including in cards, I'm automatically in love. I'm going to try not to be biased and keep, because obviously if it was in terms of Pokemon, these would be higher up the list, but just in terms of the artwork of the card, I'm going to try and bring my biasry down a bit and not just be like number one, because Pidgeot is also on this list as well. But it's a great card. I think the way that they animate Pidgeot, especially in his, like, when he's flying around and roaming around, I think they do a great job. He really embodies and captures what a bird Pokemon, for me anyway, really needs to look like. I think they nail every single little bit of it. And to see him in his full glory in this sort of art style, the cartoon animation they've gone for and whatnot, it looks phenomenal and it looks beautiful. And again, the colours, the crispness of it, the cleanness of it, outstanding. We do need this card. And of course, it's Pidgeotto. I'm trying so hard not to be biased though. I've put him in, we've got him in fourth position. But yeah, Pidgeotto, my favourite Pokemon of all time. but just like his evolution beforehand, it's kind of the same. They've really embodied everything in this art style of what Pidgeotto is and how he looks, and you know, the colour of the green and that in the background, and the way he's got one wing out and stuff, and the way that he looks, it's just phenomenal. And yeah, I know I'm being a little bit biased because I love Pidgeotto so much, but it is just a really nice card. Whatever you call this particular art style, I don't know what if it's got an actual name or what, with the, you know, fairly thick black lines and stuff. It just looks great. Sorry, repeat myself, can't help it, but crisp, clean, beautiful, bold, vibrant, amazing. It's full of life for me anyway. When I look at this card, see when we eventually pull it, hope to God we do pull it one day, I'm going to be so overjoyed and so happy because it just stands out. And a lot of Pokemon cards, I guess you can argue and you can sit there and say they're a bit lifeless. You know, you can pick up a certain card, whether it be, you know, just a basic, you know, a Paris, I don't know, just the green border, the picture, where we go. But these new cards that they're bringing in, we have had arty style cards before. Of course, we have. I've had them for years. But the way they're doing it now with these artworks, they're giving the cards so much more life, so much more depth, and so much going on. And I don't know, I just appreciate it a little more. Appreciate it a little bit more, and to see my favourite Pokemon in this sort of embodiment is just beautiful. Number 3 is the Gyarados, what is it, the double rare? Yeah, double rare from the base set EX card. This one is a little bit sentimental because if you remember, I might as well give away number 2. It's going to be Arcanine as well because I need to kind of explain the story. If you remember our first go at the Scarlet and Violet TCG cards, the base set, I said, oh, I would love to get his Gyarados and I would love to get his Arcanine in these EX forms, these double rares. And boom, we did it. I think we got one from the ETB and one from the booster box, if that's correct. I can't remember. I think that's how it happened. But the way they've embodied it, terrestrializing with the water and whatnot, and the sparkles in the background, the grey sort of white background, and the border looking amazing, the blues of the Gyarados stand out. It looks crisp, and the card itself, this might sound me being too, I don't know, too like, oh, you're looking into it a bit too much. But like these terrestrial cards, when they're terrestrial formed, the way they've got them looking, it looks like the card is glass to me. Like it looks like it's got the reflection, like it could be glass itself. And it just looks so fucking, I'm going to say it, I'm going to be cringe. It looks so fucking beautiful. It looks absolutely beautiful. So we'll stop and we'll carry on the same conversation and the same reasons for our number 2 card. Arcanine. Arcanine, one of my favourite Pokemon of all time, standard. So, like Gyarados, a card that we wanted to get when we were doing the unboxing, we were lucky enough to get it. The background, again, like Gyarados, of the grey and this like silvery and the white, were not complementing the colours that are natural in Arcanine, the blacks and the yellowy sort of creamy mane and the vibrant orange and bits of red and whatnot. Just looks beautiful, and it looks amazing. Again, with him with his little crown and whatnot on his fire. Oh, it looks absolutely beautiful, and I fell in love with it straight away, and I fell in love with these artworks designs, because I wasn't 100% sure on how they were going to do these EXs, thinking, they might look a bit meh, like the bog standard EXs, yeah, they've got that little glossy look, and like, yeah, you still look pretty, you still look nice, but okay, but then we get to these, and like the attention to detail on just a little cardboardy trading card, I just think's phenomenal, and especially these EX terrestrial cards. Beautiful, amazing. That's Arcanine at number 2. So who's number 1? Fire! Yes, any long-term viewers of the channel know that since this little bastard's been announced, I have fallen in love with him. I have absolutely oh, I've just broke my pen. No, I haven't. I just need to screw the top back on. I have literally given everything to him. I think this is one of the best Pokemon, best designs. The typing I'm not necessarily completely in love with, but in terms of the types I'm not necessarily in love with, but in terms of the design, I am so in love. And it's this weird, crazy obsession all of a sudden I've got with the colour aspects in the world of Scarlet and Violet. You know, he's chucking his purples and the occasional greens and the pinks and whatnot on that really dark sort of blue and whatnot. It looks phenomenal, and I love it. It's a card we don't have. It's a card I might have to go online and buy just so we've got it to set back. Maybe buy it twice so I can have one stuck up somewhere, because I love to look at this card. He looks amazing. He looks so great. Grafaiai, you beautiful little bastard. One day we'll get that card, but yeah, I've got a weird obsession with him. I still, to this day as well, actually, I haven't really been able to afford it with the weekly wages after he pays shit and I buy other stuff. I need a plushie of him so I can sit somewhere, not for the dog to get destroyed, but I need a plushie of him because I fucking love him and his big massive middle finger going around and yeah, number 1, Grafaiai. We have the visuals. That is my favourite cards from Pokemon TCG, the Scarlet and Violet era so far. We've got 151 in, I want to say it's in October. I think it's around October. In fact, no, when this video goes up, will be in October. 151 coming up. And then we have Paradox Shift, is it called? Paradox... Something to do with all the Paradox stuff. We've got them coming out in the next main set. So there's a lot more cool cards on the way. I can imagine the 151. In fact, the early artworks of Sin of stuff, I know it's going to have great artwork. So, like I said, another 3, 4, maybe 5 sets. We'll recap and we'll go again. And we'll see how much of these Pokemon cards have made it onto the list. If there's a video you want, of course that is anyway. But visuals, thank you so much for watching it. You guys are literally the fucking best. Let me know your favourite cards. Let me know which cards of these I've said and whatnot in the comments below. And I think that's it. Is that business concluded? Thank you so much for watching. You guys are literally the best. Keep being you and keep on keeping on.